I've got something exciting. I've got this new boot that's a collaboration between Merrell and Duluth Pack. And rather than just sit in front of the camera in the studio, I thought I'd take you guys out with me as I go out to test these out on a little 2-hour walk and just get a real feel for what these things are, because technically this is a work boot. Comes in a steel toe. I fortunately do not have the steel toe, I have the regular toe, but regardless of that, and this is a pretty nice looking boot, and it's more of an outdoor hiking boot. I don't really see this as a work boot because of the construction, and we've talked about that before. But I'm gonna put these on and I'm gonna go take a nice walk around. So the one thing I made sure to do today is I wore a lighter weight sock so I could get a really good feel on how all these materials are playing together. Because we've got Duluth Pack cotton that is built into leather, that is built into like the whole Merrell sole, that whole concept of their super soft heel and all that stuff. It's all built into one. So I wore thin socks so I can gauge just the temperature difference, because it is about 42 degrees. Maybe it's in the high 30s right now. It's not really that cold at all. It's kind of a really nice day to be out doing this with an 8-inch boot. So I'm gonna put my pack on. We're gonna go for a walk. Well, that was fun. Well, I say we get back to the studio so I can do a full review in a controlled setting, and I can get some photos taken of them in controlled light, because outside it's a little tough to get up, especially when they're on your feet and you're trying to walk around mud. So let's go back to the studio and I'll give you guys this full review on this boot, because it's a pretty nice boot. It's comfortable, I gotta say, really comfortable. All right, I'll see you guys there. All right, so here we are back at the studio, and let's start right here. Let's start with the sole. Now, as I have always said about Merrells, that they make an excellent sole when it comes to outdoor type activities, and this was no different. This thing was great in the mud. This thing was great when you had a mud covered boot and you're walking across concrete and or logs or wood or anything like that. This was great. Now, how would a sole like this perform in a work environment? All depends on your type of work and what you consider work to be. Now, would you want to say, I don't know, go walk iron with this? No. Would you want to weld with this? No. But there is a little crazy thing that they added to this boot, and they did make a heat resistant sole. Now, it's not like you're gonna go weld all day, you're gonna stand in molten metal. It's heat resistant to 500 degrees. And when you really think about it, where you're gonna find temperatures like that, you're gonna find temperatures like that out in the wilderness, when you're camping, when you're trying to knock stuff around the campfire. In a work world, temperatures like that, you usually want to have a little bit heavier duty sole, something that is actually made for that. But grippiness, comfort, everything, as always, Merrell nails it. It does have a defined heel too, so if you're going to wear this around the house to do work around the house or lightweight carpentry work or just fixer-up type work, the boot would be fabulous. All right, so let's cover the Duluth pack cotton and the leather. Now, Duluth pack is known for making heavy duty, extra strong, kind of a type of pack that kind of harbors back to the turn of the century. Very simple, no fancy zippers, no fancy nothing, just a very good, durable backpack that will last you the rest of your life. So using that type of canvas, that type of cotton material mixed with this leather, what you get is you get a full system of waterproofness. Now, this leather is kind of soft, it's oiled up, so it is going to scar a little bit easy. I mean, that's a 2-hour walk, and you can see some of those scars that did appear in there. That's just part of life. That's part of having a good quality boot is you're going to go out there and you're going to use it. You're going to want to beat it up. So scarring leather, yeah, but the canvas is really nice. It's soft, all the padding around the ankle, all the padding around the tongue, and the nice lightweight vamp that you get. There's not a lot of stuff going on down here, so even with the thin socks, it was really comfortable. Zero break-in, and it makes sense. These types of materials, soft, supple, well oiled, and well designed, are going to have a zero break-in period. All right, let's pull this thing apart and let's look at that gusseted tongue and the hardware that they used. So the gusseted tongue is just like every other gusseted tongue. It folds flat back around your foot. So that adds into that zero break-in that I was talking about. This whole thing, when it's laced up, it sinks in really nice with the shape of your foot. So it feels like your foot and the boot are married instantly. Though it might take you a little bit in order to find the proper tightness throughout the boot because it is an 8-inch boot and there are a lot of sections here that you're going to have to kind of find your sweet spot. Fortunately for me, I found my sweet spot the first time I put them on. I think it's just the whole combination, but it is really nice to have this much going on. Now you get 3 speed laces at the top, which means you can lace it down to the top one or pull it all the way to the top. The little pull in the back is polypropylene and it tucks away nicely. Merrell, of course, they understand how to build an outdoor hiking boot, work boot / whatever you want to call it correctly. They cut out the back so when you are walking, it's not cutting into the back of your Achilles. You've got a lot of space to move, to bend, to climb and jump with. Really nice touch on the cutout back here. Now you guys know I'm not crazy about polypropylene when it comes to holding your laces down, but for this combination, that is what you kind of have to do. I mean, you can't puncture holes into the boot down here. You will mess up the waterproof barrier. Could you add eyelids? Could you do this? Could you do that? Of course, we could point fingers at them all day long, but what they did works exceptionally well to keep this thing lace tight and to keep it comfortable. So the type of waterproof construction they're using is a Insole waterproof construction, which when you look inside, you will see the stitch that runs down the side. That is where they actually build the liner and the booty into the boot before they start doing all the cementing and direct attaching that they do in order to build the boot. And I gotta say, Insole for me is probably my least favorite way of building a boot because I'm not really a big fan personally of waterproof boots on a daily basis. But if you're somebody who needs to have waterproof boots, the one thing you always want to look for in your work boots is that it is this type of construction where there are no stitches and there are no welts, because this is going to last you the longest and it's going to be waterproof all the way up to the gusset on the tongue, because that's where they can add that last little bit of the waterproof membrane. So I mentioned the comfort of the sole, but a lot of the comfort in this boot is coming from the insole and the way they've constructed the boot. It has a wonderful heel and arch section cut into the boot. So when you put your foot in, automatically it feels like your arch and your heel are one with the boot. That's where I'm talking about the boot feeling like it's married to your foot. The bottom sucks in really nice. The insole, super cushiony. It's a nice material, and this is probably going to last you past the boot. You're probably going to be able to pull this thing out of this boot once it's dead and use this in another pair of boots. And if you're like me, you probably have a bag of old insoles just laying around now. And I think this one is probably going to move to other boots because I really do like this material. It's not too thick where it takes up a ton of space inside your boot, but it is just thick enough that it takes away that little edge that comes from walking around a really long time or just the pressure of standing in one spot. Nice insole, nice touch, Merrell. All right, so let's talk about size and fit. Now, out of the box, the one thing that I noticed is that they are generous. They're generous in the width, they're generous in the foot. Now, mind you, I did this test with extremely thin tactical socks, summer socks. I mean, they were really thin. They might have come up a little high on the leg, but the actual material is paper thin. So if I was to put in a nice heavy duty wool sock or a heavy duty winter outdoors work sock, these things would probably fit like a perfect glove, like a latex glove on your hand. I had a little bit of space inside there as I walked around. I actually welcomed that space being the first time, and then I was going to walk so far and I didn't want to have it kind of start biting and pinching, but after the first mile I realized that, yeah, you know what, this thing is broken in, it's ready to go. So size and fit, go with your size if you're going to wear it as a winter outdoor boot. If you're wearing this in the summertime because you want a waterproof boot that looks like this and feels like this, you might want to go a half size down if their size scale warrants it. And with that being said, the next thing is the heel. I gotta mention the heel again. There's something about the way Merrell builds the heel cups in their boots that when you put your foot inside there, it just sucks your heel right into the back of it and it feels great. Walking, stepping, and climbing, your heel doesn't move up and down like you'll find in some really cheap work boots where they just put a very vanilla type heel cup back there. Merrell studies the shape of the foot and they build that into the back. And this combination with Duluth pack shows that Duluth gave them the right materials and Merrell gave them the right technology, and they put together a great product. So that's the men's Moab Duluth pack 8-inch waterproof work boot from Merrell. Hey guys, if you're wearing a pair of these right now, or if you're wearing anything from the Moab line in Merrell, please comment below and let guys know what you think about the whole construction and the whole design of the Moab boot from Merrell. Hey guys, if you currently own a Duluth pack and you've got some good things to say about them, please comment below. If you got some bad things to say about them, please comment below. Let us know exactly what you're thinking and exactly what you feel about the combination, the collaboration of Merrell and Duluth pack into footwear. Hey guys, if you want to see some detailed photos of this boot, swing by Instagram. I will have shots of the sole, shots of the insole, shots of the combination where the fabrics come together. Just swing by Instagram and check those out. Hey, if you're currently enjoying the Boot Guy reviews, remember to click that button below and show a little support. The buy me a beer or buy me a cup of coffee button. Every little bit helps, every dollar helps to keep this thing going and to keep this thing alive. Hey, if you're about to pick up a pair of these because you've really fallen in love with the whole idea of the collaboration and you've got some questions about size and fit and you're just not finding those answers between the Duluth pack site and the Merrell site, feel free to shoot me over a personal message over on Instagram and I'll try to answer those questions the best I can about what I've experienced about this boot. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.